your tear duct's going. I realize like my glasses make it look like it makes like around my eyes look kind of yellow, just with like their tint or something. It
But
looks
that
like
jaundice
some
energy.
yeah, like I got a liver disease or something.
You got
All right, we're live. Welcome, episode 18 of AllChatPod. We're joined by Mike again today.
Welcome
yeah.
back, Mike. I'm glad. Thank you again for coming on.
Yeah, we've added a new. We're experimenting with the format of the show, and we've been doing we did some we've just been kind of like fucking around with just like some like fun icebreaker stuff.
Yeah, stupid tier list stuff. I like to always start off with a question. So I have a question for you, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Do you think you can kick Tony the Tiger's ass?
Am I a cartoon version of myself, or am I just me?
You're just you, man.
You versus a cartoon version of Tony the Tiger.
Bare knuckle brawl, dude.
Tony? I'll dust him. Are you serious? He's a fucking.
You dust that guy? I don't know. He's got a lot of upper body strength. And we typically be doing tier lists, but I decided to shake it up, and I've made the "Can I kick their ass" Venn diagram, and we're going to be talking about kicking cereal mascots' asses today.
Okay. That sounds amazing.
Yo,
no,
I think
definitely
that
beat the shit out of Tony the Tiger.
Yeah.
He's just so serious.
I think Tony the Tiger has like the glamour, like that's not the word, like the glamour muscles where like he's not actually strong, he just like does steroids and like looks strong.
Yeah, exactly.
But the
Like
steroids.
if you ask him to do a hook or something, it would look horrible. He's just really big, so I feel like I could like kick his knee out.
Like, yeah, kick his, like, because he's got like I don't think he does leg day. Tony the Tiger.
No.
For what?
You know.
Yeah, let's start with Tony.
Yeah, we're starting with Tony down at the bottom. So I feel like, yeah, like he this guy doesn't do leg day at all. So I'm not so sure. I think he's in the yes camp for me. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, look.
I shouldn't go back.
If I had like a steel pipe, I could probably kill Tony the Tiger. Being realistic.
Well, okay. In these rules, it's bare knuckle brawls.
Oh, it's bare knuckle.
Yeah. So you think you could
You're
do
going
that?
like, how tall is Tony the Tiger?
I don't know. Can you Google that for me?
I really don't know.
That's another thing. Is like how heavy is he?
Yeah, how big is this guy? Like, how big is this dude right here?
Because I'm not that big, so I might flip right here.
Kendall, maybe instead of a Venn diagram, it's like the two poles where it's like strongly agree or like slightly or strongly disagree, and it's like kind of like you put it on like an axis.
Yeah, we can kind of do that today. We can like put it in between the maybes and the yes and the no and stuff.
I'm trying to find out how tall he is. I don't think they have like the Tony.
Specific.
Oh shit! Nope, they do. Wait, they have some dude they have the voice actor who's 6'5" or something. He came up.
6'5"?
Shit, he's 6'5".
I mean, the voice actor is. I don't know if that means Tony the Tiger is.
They're great.
We'd have to like do like, you know, like when people like compare like you can like guess how tall something is in comparison to other stuff. We'd have to like look at like commercials and see like how tall is he versus these like 4-foot kids.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if he's against, I don't know. He always seemed taller than adults, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I would guess he's probably over 6 foot.
Yeah.
Like
maybe camp
6'5".
6'5". Look, everybody's weak in some kind of aspect, right? Like it's not really all size. It's a problem of range too. So if I get in close to him, what can you really do? If I'm like,
he could fucking grab you. I don't know.
He does look kind of pudgy. You know, I'm like looking at some trailers, and like,
is he not as ripped as I'm thinking?
No, he's like big, but he's not that ripped. And he's honestly not. I don't even know if he's 6. His height varies wildly. They are inconsistent with the height of Tony the Tiger.
Do you think you could like take a tiger though?
No.
A real tiger?
Yeah, if we're going like real tiger, there's no way in hell I could ever match. But like
a real I was reading this story about a tiger who got shot by a hunter in Siberia, and then tracked him back to his cabin. Stalked him.
Holy shit!
Oh my god,
that's crazy.
He ripped them apart, and then he ripped them apart, right?
That prefrontal cortex in action on the tiger, you know.
And so, like, the local town like sends a squad out to go kill him. He maims another one. He's injured, like he's been shot fatally, but he's still just like murdering people. like at will, like hunting them down, trapping them, like a 900-pound Bengal tiger. Fucking incredible.
God. That's fucking
smooth,
wild.
That's
See
like
that bumps up Tony the Tiger a little bit. That story.
You know, yeah. Now that I remember it, yeah, tigers are nothing to really fuck with.
he is still a tiger. I don't know. Like I think he does have like labor muscles, but he is a tiger. And I think we have to take into account that he like does have like the tiger like will to fight probably. And he's looking
got,
friendly.
Like, tiger energy, dude.
Yeah, and you know, like cats can like look really like sweet and friendly, but then
just fucking eviscerate you.
So I'd put him on no, but not like super far no, because I do think he's like I don't think he's as
we'll
strong
move
as he
him
looks.
A little closer, you know. We'll move him a little closer to maybe. I think.
I think we're gonna. I think we would be able to like massacre most other.
Okay. And a 1v1, I don't think I can take him. But like, what if all four of us ganged up on him?
On Tony?
On Tony?
Yeah.
Tony's over. It's gone. Two.
Yeah, no. If we have all four, then I think we have a good chance.
I think two people could probably take down Tony.
Next up, dudes, Buzz the Bee from Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh, yo, that's a child. Is that a child?
Fucking, I'd curb stomp his ass, dude. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Get a fly swatter.
Curb stomp this motherfucker.
Little fucking honeybee. What is he gonna do to me? You get his friends?
He's like toddler size, I bet.
Right.
Yeah, he might be bigger than a regular honeybee. I think you're right. I think he is toddler size, but I think he'd honestly, if he was the size of a real honeybee, that would be worse for him or better for him because he'd be more agile. But if he's like a big honeybee, like it's over.
Like you poke out those huge eyes, dude. That's what you do.
He can fly. He can also fly. Remember that.
But if he's that big,
he's got that stinger. Yeah, it's grabbing by the neck, dude.
He just like shoots honey at you, you know.
Well, the bee balloon. I tried to look up his height, and the balloon from the some Manhattan parade, the General Mills parade, I guess. It's 37 feet tall for the.
I'm firmly in that I would kick his ass camp.
Yeah, kick his ass.
Yeah, absolutely. If I had to take my chances, I would say send.
Yeah,
but just imagine for a second a 37-foot tall bee.
I mean, it'd be over at that point. It's over at that point.
Yo, but no. Worst case scenario, you both go down though, right? Like, because he's going in for the suicide. I'm imagining. Or
he hits you with that stick, dude.
Yeah, he's got a honey wand.
He got a big ass bat with him the whole time. That's the most sus part for me.
Wait, why does
that thing's hefty.
And he's a bee. Why does he need
a honeycomb stick? So he can distribute the honey to us or to the Cheerios.
Yeah, but wouldn't he just? Does that mean he like pukes onto the stick first?
Wait, is that how honey? I don't know how honey gets made. Is it
like
regurgitated?
Yeah, they puke it. Yeah, it's regurgitated barf.
Yeah,
is what honey is.
Well, that's rad, and it's like tasty.
It's delicious.
Bee barf. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Magically delicious.
Yeah,
right.
I don't think he stands a chance though. Like I think he does have flying.
Chip the Wolf, dude, from Cookie
Crisps. That dude's crazy.
Cookie Crisp motherfucker. That dude's wild.
I don't think I could beat him.
Yeah, honestly.
Like this guy's got chaotic energy going for him, you know?
That's what I was gonna say. He's probably got the wild card, you know?
Exactly.
And he's a wolf, dude. I don't fuck with that. I'll put him like middle and no. Here.
I think he's probably one of the most. I think he's one of the most threatening cereal mascots. Just for this dude's like insane.
I was putting this together, and there's like one who like trumps all others. You know,
okay,
for sure. Next up, Count Chocula, dudes.
I'm beating the shit.
He doesn't have fangs. He's got fucking teeth. Look at that.
No, if he's got like normie ass teeth and like
he doesn't even have vampire fangs. He's got buck teeth.
Yeah, what kind of vampire is this dude?
A bad one.
Yeah, no, he's like closer to the bottom.
He definitely gives me.
I feel more likely.
His ass vibe.
Dude, I think I could kick his ass easier than the bee.
Really? Why?
Yeah, the bee's gonna be harder to get because he can fly. Count Chocula is very unthreatening looking.
Can't he turn into like a chocolate bat or some shit?
I don't know what his powers are.
Oh, I'll take a big bite out of that bat.
You're right. He tries transforming. You just like grab that shit, take a big chomp out of him. I don't know. What are you guys thinking on? Like, do you guys think you can kick his ass?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just
go
looking
yes.
at him. He doesn't look too imposing. Doesn't
I
look
don't
like he has.
know. I feel like he'd be easier than the B though. Or no, sorry,
Yeah.
harder than the B a little bit, right?
No. This guy is just weak, bro. Like his
Weak.
parts is all fucked up. He looks like he's just.
He's
eating
got bad
cereal.
teeth.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he has bad teeth because he keeps
All
eating
right.
caps.
He's a pretty hard yes then.
Yeah.
He's a pretty hard outkick his
Hard
ass.
yes.
All right, dudes. The old Cinnamon Toast Crunch mascot, Chef Wendell.
Who? What?
Chef
That's an
Wendell?
old man. Is that like okay?
Yeah, he's out to kill. Brawl.
I've already beat up an old person, so yeah, I do it. I like
What?
Yeah, bro.
Send.
I got in a fight with my school bus driver senior year. I like beat the shit out of him like right there, and I just walked to the back and sat down, and I got suspended. But I was like, man, I'd do that again if I had the opportunity. Like,
Yeah, that's not bad. Getting suspended for beating up the bus driver. How old was
Yeah,
this dude?
honestly, holy shit.
he was like he had to be pushing 60 at least, but he was just so disrespectful.
Chef
just
Wendell. Chef Wendell's pushing 60.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
let's
sorry,
hurt him.
chef.
I
You're-
didn't
you're-
know that. I didn't know that. That Cinnamon Toast Crunch had a mascot.
There's two different ones now.
I forgot about this.
I'll put him in yes.
Oh yeah, that dude looks weak.
He's pretty
Yeah, no, he doesn't
beatable.
look like he's like top tier.
All right, this one's a tough one, and I think this is going to elicit some conversation. The other Cinnamon Toast, the new one, the crazy squares, the cannibalistic fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch guys.
Just pour milk on them, and they're done.
Yeah, and they
Get
just
all
fucking
soggy,
like fall apart.
Exactly. Well, you're dead.
I like
I give
them. I
crazy
think that's a
squares.
good mascot.
It's a good
True.
mascot, but like, yeah, you pour some milk on them.
Those things are soggy fast. Yeah, they don't have like a big time frame of between being like
Of
you kind of
living.
got to eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Like you can't like walk away for 5 minutes and come back to your bowl.
Yeah,
No, yeah, it's very much like it needs to be done in the moment.
it's the same with Frosted Flakes. I think Frosted Flakes are weak.
I like them, but yeah, they get. I like them. I don't really eat cereal too much anymore, but I don't eat much of anything.
Lucky the Leprechaun, dude.
Yeah. So I don't know. If it was a bunch of those little squares, though, that might be a problem. If they all
Yeah, just one of them. Just one of
Especially
them,
if
man.
they're hungry, you know.
Yeah, like if it's like a 5-gallon tub full of them and they're all coming after you, you're probably done. But they only have a chance in numbers.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put them for. I'll put them firmly in yes. You know, splash a little milk on his face when he's walking towards you. Fucking Lucky the Leprechaun, dude. Lucky Charms, dude.
Can he teleport?
Can he? What powers does he have? I can't remember any commercials right now.
I'm gonna look up what regular leprechaun powers and just assume he has them.
Okay, because he is called Lucky the Leprechaun. How old is Lucky the Leprechaun? That's an interesting. He's 50. This guy's over 50 years old.
He's 50.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Okay.
He was
He's a
made in
fairy.
1962. This is an old man.
Oh,
He's a
leprechaun.
fairy,
Did you
you're
guys know
right.
that leprechaunism is a birth disorder?
What?
Leprechaunism.
Yeah. Okay,
That
on
sounds
the
like a-
Unnatural World Wikipedia.
It's my fault. I had to step away from.
Are you all good?
Oh, you're good.
They have magic, regeneration powers, superhuman strength, superhuman speed, superhuman durability, teleportation, invisibility, telekinesis, soul reading, and immortality.
Yo, we can't beat Lucky the Leprechaun. Not in
If
any
he's
way.
a real,
Yeah,
if he's
he
a
can
real
roll too much.
leprechaun, if he's like a real magical one, we cannot. But if he is a human imposter, then maybe we can. Have we seen him do magic?
I don't have we?
I don't know.
I
I
mean, shit,
know.
he makes marshmallows.
I
He
haven't
just
seen,
makes
like-
marshmallows.
Oh, sorry. Say again.
He makes marshmallows out of nothing.
Okay.
Oh,
then I think we
dude.
have to assume that he has all the other leprechaun powers.
He's strong. He's absolutely stronger than Chip the Wolf. So he's going hard no. It can't kick his ass.
No way. Imagine.
The cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs guy. His name is Sunny.
Yeah,
Sunny the cuckoo bird.
He's also got that wild energy.
Yeah, he's
Wild energy, but he's a fucking twig, dude.
Yeah, but dude,
yeah,
yeah, you go, Mike.
He's a wild card. You don't know what he's really up to.
You're right. He's a wild card.
I feel like that man he's psychotic, and he will just like go. Now, how do we feel him versus the wolf though? Is he scarier or less scary?
The wolf, he's scarier, I think, than Chip the Wolf. Chip the Wolf, he doesn't give me like the psychotic vibe that Cuckoo does.
Really? Oh, actually, yeah. Yeah.
Looking between the two, you know?
I feel like I'd have a better chance with the bird, though, than I would with a wolf.
You are right.
I'm kind of sussed out by the wolf, you know?
What if the bird pecks out your eyes? Like,
he does have a big fucking beak.
Yeah, the beak's
like he did this guy. Yeah.
What if you try to stomp him out and he's on PCP? He seems like he's on PCP.
He's totally on PCP, dude.
He just gets up and he's just even crazier than before. I'm not fucking with that.
I remember the commercials. He'd like destroy houses and shit over Cocoa Puffs, dude. Like this guy is not he's not to be trifled with.
The Kool-Aid man would like break through people's walls and just smile like he didn't just $10,000 property deal. Smiling like, hey, you want some Kool-Aid? It's like you just broke a wall in my house.
You just like that was a load-bearing structure right there. What the fuck?
You just fucking for the next 6 months. Now you're just smiling at my.
I didn't really think of how much of a menace the Kool-Aid man is.
Yeah, it's the
Kool-Aid. Fuck the Kool-Aid man.
Kool-Aid man could kick my ass.
Definitely.
Yeah, one big bonk from the jug.
4v1, the Kool-Aid man could kick all of our asses. He's big.
Yeah, dude. He'd like pick me up like with like very little strength.
I remember I had a friend who always filled his bong with like Powerade or Gatorade or Kool-Aid or some shit like that.
Oh, that sounds gross.
It does sound gnarly.
Yeah, and he wouldn't replace it for like 2 days, and I'm just wow, bro.
Yeah,
you're insane.
It's just like burnt sugar at that point, like sugar. Is it like
He's
caramelizing?
Like
it's like caramelizing from the smoke or some shit.
He kept saying he gave it flavor. It didn't give anything flavor. He was just
Yeah, that's kind of whack. Like,
because what were the big ones that like were talked about? Like when you're like, what else could you? It's like orange juice, mouthwash.
Man,
one I ever tried was mouthwash.
I did not go beyond. Okay, I did a bong rip with vodka once.
With vodka?
How is that?
Yeah. Again, it's not really anything.
It doesn't really change it.
No, like you just get some like.
Yeah, all the vodka's doing is cooling down the smoke.
I did LaCroix, or like a seltzer water. I did pour that in the bong once.
What was that like?
That seems nice.
It's just like kind of like how like the LaCroix is naturally, where it's just like you're like, I guess there's like a little bit of like the essence of grapefruit here, but it's like barely noticeable.
Exactly.
I should do that with my watermelon LaCroix. I love watermelon.
Kendall,
LaCroix.
you've been showing us the Trix rabbit.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that fuck those kids in that commercial.
Fuck those kids. Yeah. All he wanted was Trix. They've done nothing but like be an asshole.
Yeah, like why are Trix just for kids? Also, like that's kind of like a weird marketing strategy. The adults buy cereal too, or you don't want to get the adult. You were like telling them, yeah, you can't buy this.
Silly
Trix are
rabbit.
for kids.
Trix are for kids.
You got to remind the youth early that there's a tiered system in this country.
Exactly.
If it's not for you, it's not for you.
Trix the rabbit was getting his ass kicked by kids though.
Yeah, we can.
He was getting.
Yeah, no, he's easily beatable. He's easily beatable. He couldn't contest children.
I just feel bad. I don't know if I want to beat him up. Like he already's got it hard. He's already like tussling with kids, and they're like not letting him have any.
You know,
I feel kind of bad for him.
Yeah, precisely. I don't like want to fight him, but I will.
He's
I mean, like if it's got to get done, it's got to get done.
Yeah.
He's a rabbit. He's not like a fucking. Not a hound. He's a fucking rabbit. He's just a white rabbit. Just give him some cereal.
These two scare the shit out of me. Cinnamon and apple from Apple Jacks.
I love those two. I can't fight them. They're awesome.
Yeah,
You
they're
have to
kind.
though. They're coming they're coming to kill you. You have to fight him.
I'm taking the cinnamon
Yeah.
and I'm warming them up, and I'm gonna sprinkle them over some pancakes.
Just crush them up. They are like small size. They are not human sized at all.
Boom. Just
Yeah, but like I don't know about like the cinnamon guy's kind of nice, but the apple guy's mean. He's rude.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
fuck him, but like I'm gonna eat him anyway.
Exactly. Like that's the eventual move.
I'm thinking you could probably use the cinnamon stick as a weapon to attack the apple.
Being creative there, I like that.
Because if you like grab the cinnamon stick by like his brow area, like I don't think his arms can reach you. Like I don't think his arms can reach like his full height of his body. Yeah, so like if you grab him like if you grab him by the forehead, you could use him as a weapon.
Let me see them again. Oh, the apple was a dick, huh? Yeah, he was.
Yeah. He's got cool shoes. I mean, he's wearing shoes though. It's like
he's got some kicks.
It's relatable, you know.
He has that stem on the top. I could just grab the stem and just like beat him into a wall.
Oh, holy shit!
He's got, like, stubby arms. You just like hold your hand out in front of you and just keep him at bay.
Yeah, these guys are pretty easy. Yeah,
they are. They're like the picture you picked. They are like a little menacing looking, but
yeah,
the apple's kind of menacing looking. The cinnamon I'm cool with. I don't want to like. I have no bad vibes from the cinnamon, but the apple dudes looks a little crazy.
A little crazy. He's got that crackhead energy in those eyes.
Yeah.
All right. This is from I can't remember the name of the cereal right now. Dig'em Frog from
the Smack'ems.
Yeah, Smack'ems.
I've never heard of that. What is that?
It's just like I don't know, some cereal.
It's just a cereal. I don't know. I've had them like once or twice.
Or Honey Smacks.
Never.
Honey Smacks.
This dude looks easy. He's just child-sized frog.
Yeah. How many of these mascots are children though?
Most of them. Can you beat up children?
I can beat up this frog. I sure as hell can beat up this frog.
Yeah,
yes.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll fuck up Battletoads real.
Give him a smack.
All right. I don't know. Snap, crackle, and pop.
See, now there's 3 of them though.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. But look, that spoon's as big as him. Are they only as big as spoons?
Or is that a big ass spoon?
I don't know.
Nah, they're only as big as spoons, which means I could crush them all in my hand.
Yeah, you just swoop them all up and just vice grip them, dude.
Jesus, what? Imagine like squeezing 3 very small humans.
That'd be. Oh.
Yeah, kind of makes me like get like that little like it's just like
that.
Would it
you
feel
make
like
them snap,
a bug?
crackle, and pop, dude.
Dude, no, yeah, they are the size of a spoon. They're easy.
Yeah, dude, make them snap, crackle, pop themselves, dude. Just
gotta do what you gotta do.
Do you think when you crush them, it sounds like when you pour milk on their cereal?
No.
I mean, I think
they
that's
probably
like
scream. Do
snap,
snap, crackle, and pop scream when they die? Do they feel pain?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hard yes for these guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give these guys a hard yes.
All right, we got 4 left.
4 left. Toucan Sam.
How hard does his beak, dude?
I don't know. Bird beaks are pretty tough.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know if I could like.
He has hollow bones though.
True, all birds do have hollow bones.
It's just like one solid kick to his chest and he's done for.
Definitely. Like, did you guys see that scene in the lighthouse where he's like smashing the bird around? Have you guys seen the lighthouse before?
The lighthouse, yes.
I don't think so.
I haven't.
Fuck with the lighthouse.
There's like a scene where like the main character is just like beating the shit out of the seagull.
Yeah.
And
it's easy. It's easy, man.
Get some rocks.
You just gotta get him out of the air, and then like one solid hit, you break all his bones. You know.
Oh shit! But he has kids, right?
He does have 3
kids.
He's a family.
So I just killed a single father.
Yeah.
Damn.
You did.
In your head, you just orphaned 3 children.
Birds, man.
They're coming back at you.
I don't know. What do you guys think for Toucan Sam? How tough? Like, also in this photo I picked out here, he has hands.
Instead of wings.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, Toucan Sam does have hands.
Yeah, in this one he doesn't.
Oh my god!
But in this one he does have hands.
I'm watching this scene from the lighthouse. It's like, dude, that bird's been dead. You don't have to keep hitting it.
It's about like going crazy and shit. That's what. I don't know, I'll give him maybe. I'll give Toucan. Like I don't know. I think Toucan Sam's fairly big, right?
Yeah. Oh my god! Yo, he just
full-size bird.
Wow, that was that's a scene. I watched it no sound, so it wasn't going on the stream, but he's really pummeling it.
That's a vicious.
Yo, yeah, The Lighthouse is a great movie.
Yeah, I should watch it.
Fred Flintstone.
A24 does not miss with. Like,
I think Fred Flintstone's got that.
No, I definitely fuck with A24.
Yeah, A24
is really good.
I still need to watch Uncut Gems. I still haven't seen that.
It was A24 that made The Witch as well, right?
Yeah.
Hereditary.
Yeah, Hereditary. We still have to watch Hereditary, Micah.
Yeah.
Wait, have you guys not seen it?
Not that one yet.
Okay, because my girlfriend doesn't want to watch it with me, so I'll watch it with you guys.
Or we could do a movie.
Hell yeah. Let's have a movie night. Fred Flintstone, I think, would beat me.
Fred Flintstone?
I feel like he's got like,
he's got angry dad energy.
Yeah, but aren't they like also like all like very strong? Like I feel like they just like lift stones like nothing.
Yeah, they lift shit like nothing.
I mean, if they're cavemen, they're Neanderthals, so they have like thicker bones, so they just hit harder.
I'll put him firmly in no. I think like Fred Flintstone, I think can beat me.
Yeah, out of all the people we've seen so far, he can definitely like
fisticuffs.
He could contest the best.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think so far the strongest is Lucky the Leprechaun with all those leprechaun powers.
Probably. I'm still the most afraid of Coco, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we're getting to the one I'm most terrified of. The fucking Honeycomb Monster.
What?
Oh, shit.
He's person-sized, and he's insane.
Oh, my God. I just Googled image to get another picture. Oh, my God. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
What is that?
The Honeycomb Monster? Why? He has no body. There's just legs with arms and legs, and he's scary.
He's scary, and like if you look at any commercials of him, he's like fucking nuts. He like bounces off walls and like destroys shit.
Dude, I love honeycomb cereal, but this is kind of nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I had never seen this.
I was snacking on honeycomb last night. I got
nice.
Big old box of this shit.
No. I'm not fucking with him. He's scary looking.
That's good.
He terrifies me. His eyes are freaking me the fuck out. He kicked my ass.
Kind of nuts. Yeah, he's. I don't know. I feel like anything with like that kind of crackhead energy, I just don't think I could take. You know, I think that there's an element to that like element of surprise, element of like wild card. You just. He's
even worse than the cuckoo bird, dude.
Without doubt. Because the bird has like a specific goal, you know. And this guy is just pure evil. Yeah, this dude is just bouncing around. Well, he's
yeah. Fuck this guy.
He's like the
last but not least, Captain Crunch. This guy's a war veteran. Remember that?
Oh shit! He's an actual veteran.
He's a veteran. He looks like one at least.
Oh man, dude's got. You just gotta like. Fuck this is. You just gotta trigger his PTSD if you see battle.
What's freaking me out about him is look at this, like look at it, like there's his head, right? But then look at his hat, like his hat is like super flat, but his head goes into the hat. Also, his eyes like overlap. That's a little freaky.
Nah, I'm killing this dude. He's just old.
Yeah, I don't think
you want
like
to beat another old man. I don't know, but he's got like that war veteran energy. I don't know.
I think old men are easy picking for. Can I kick their ass? I think old men are a yes.
Old man.
Like he's not durable.
He's not as old as Chef Wendell though.
He's probably more difficult to subdue than Chef Wendell, but probably not that much more. Like it doesn't matter at that point. Like he's a.
There we go, boys. We have finished the "Can I kick their ass" cereal mascot. Is there any changes looking at this that you guys think we should make comparing these guys?
No, I think it's pretty good, honestly.
Like I think we've gotten it down.
I think I think it's good.
Fucking yeah, Honeycomb Monster, dude. Honeycomb Monster is the fucking scariest motherfucker.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to like think about.
He's a lot to unpack, bro.
That's some meat canyon looking shit.
Yeah, he's supposed to meat canyon shit right there.
Hey, what's Meat Canyon? I don't know that one.
He's an animator who draws really fucked up shit.
Yeah, just really disgusting shit.
Yeah, it's awful. Sometimes it's like really off-putting.
I remember Meat Cran.
What
is a subreddit of the Meat Cran thing you showed me, Kendall. The sub, or was it? It's video. It's people like it's when you like people in motorcycle crashes that aren't wearing like leather or like
Meat Cran.
Like, and when like you get like slid on the slide on the asphalt.
Yeah, you become a Meat Cran.
Oh, that's not pleasant.
No, it's a terrible.
And I was just like, Kendall, how did you? Because Kendall Kendall's gotten like he rode motorcycles for a little bit. And he got 2 car accidents on motorcycles. Then he was like thinking of doing it again, at like not like seriously, but you were like, I miss it, and I'm like, after the Meat Crans, how can you miss that?
You're right. After the Meat Crans, I was wearing full gear, so I got out fully unscathed both times.
That's beautiful. Good. No,
and maybe I shouldn't tempt luck again, you know.
I have a friend who wants me to get a motorcycle, and I'm like, I don't really want to die on a bike.
Like you will, like there's a high, like there's a pretty good chance.
Honestly, it scares me more like the potential scenario where you don't die, but you're just like fucked up now, like you're paralyzed, or you have brain damage. You know, like.
Whoa, Kyle, what the fuck?
The fuck is that?
I need to know what he was watching.
What the fuck was that?
Yo, Mike, how's COVID? How's that been?
How's it been? So last year I lost my uncle and my little cousin to COVID.
Oh shit.
And then like 3 households in my family have gotten it in the past 2 months.
Fuck.
And I mean, it looks like the cases are starting to go down now, but we
I meant
hit
like
500.
Cause you got it, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I was kind of like, how was your experience?
So I mean, it started off pretty normal. It started off, I thought I had like bronchitis or something, just because it was a little harder to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of mucus. So I was like, do I have bronchitis? But then like I lost my sense of taste. And the real hard part about COVID is like the shortness of breath. So like I'd walk up half a flight of stairs and I could not breathe at all. Yeah. And I have people in this house, but if I didn't, I think it would have been worse. I had COVID back in April too, like when this whole thing started. When like no one knew. Yeah, which kind of tells me, I mean, what everyone kind of knows about viruses, but their genome comes in segments. So when they replicate, their DNA or their RNA is in a different order. So that creates like new subtypes every time.
Yeah.
A virus spreads, like infects us. So what I'm guessing is there's a lot more strains of COVID in the US than people are thinking.
Oh, you know sure. Everyone wants to forget that it's not even a thing.
Yeah, because people are sick of it, man. People like, they were scared of this when it started, but a year something in, nothing's changing. People just want to go outside. About to be something.
Yeah, we're literally 5 days from the 1-year anniversary that I'm on the like CDC thing of the first like reported case in the U.S.
This last year was terrible.
Everyone's tired of. That's Yeah, no, I'm like, is it just gonna be like this forever? Like, are our vaccines gonna work, or it's just gonna keep mutating? Like, are we just always gonna be in COVID time?
I think the cases are going down right now, which is good.
Yeah, and we're vaccinating more people than Canada has even, so it's crazy.
Yeah, and I think in a year and a half or so, I think this should be mostly done with. But what worried me about like the initial response wasn't like thinking this would last forever, but just knowing that viruses are always going to be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
There could be a
we're
way
not
deadlier
prepared
one.
to respond to it immediately. We're going to keep having pandemics like this because I don't know, we're living closer and closer to animals, so the likelihood that a virus jumps from an animal to a human like greater now than it ever has been.
Yeah.
We live in such close proximity.
Yeah, and with
So
like environmental degradation and stuff, like it's just like the barrier. Animals like they have to move now with like everything we're doing.
And if the market is still in control of distributing resources the next time this happens, we're just gonna see what we saw this time. You know what I mean? People selling masks, like market rates, people selling hand sanitizer, nobody really getting what they needed, just like the market taking advantage of a very like sensitive time, which is what they're gonna do. But yeah, if you don't want another 500,000 die, they have so far, you have to take that power out of like you have to take that power from private enterprise, or they're gonna fuck it up or use it
every time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, every time. It's just we've seen it happen, but maybe next time it won't. No.
Our government didn't even do the bare minimum either.
They did nothing. Like
They did
Vietnam
nothing.
has had 35 deaths in total, and they have a population of 94 million.
30.
like
And like yeah, New Zealand and Australia like they're having concerts again and stuff without masks.
When I saw that when I saw the New Zealand concerts, it made me sad.
Dude,
yeah, because we still have to deal with it out here because our government and our people don't care anymore.
And it's not really slowing down either. I think the reason this was so bad in the US is just because there is no real there is no real bureaucracy here anymore in terms of public services that are handled by like a public entity. You know what I mean? Most of our infrastructure is being privatized out, or public services are being defunded. So when something like this happens and nobody can go to the doctor, or nobody knows where to get treatment, nobody knows how to get food, nobody knows if they're supposed to go to work or they shouldn't go to work, or if the workplace is COVID safe or not, blah, you know what I mean? So and that's why like I really can't blame people right now for not giving a fuck, because for the past year, nobody in a position of power has given a fuck. Why should I?
Yeah.
I really sympathize with that.
No, it's just really like, it's sad, it's depressing. Yeah. But no, I'm like scared of like I just like COVID is like shitty, but like on the scheme of how bad viruses could be, it can be so much worse.
Yeah, this can happen again, but just
it will
actually kill everybody.
I feel like like with what Mike was saying about just like animals are getting closer and closer to us. Like the amount of like zoonotic transfer that's going to happen is just it's going to keep increasing over time. Like it's not going to go in the opposite direction with like the way things are going. It's going one way and it's going to be worse. So like I feel like we're probably going to experience like I don't know how many, but multiple pandemics in our life. Like I don't think that this I doubt it's like a once in 100-year thing anymore.
Oh no, I mean like every couple of years a new virus comes up from somewhere, like Ebola,
Zika, SARS, you had swine flu, H1N1.
Like it's a bunch of shit over and over again. And I mean, look, one of these days, there's gonna be a virus out there that has the ability to spread like COVID does, but the killing power of Ebola, which was 50%, at a 50% fatality.
You know how insane that would be? Like 50% of people dying.
No, and if that happens, because it only really takes something like that. If that happens and there is not an immediate response to shut it down, we're fucked. We're fucked. I remember like at the beginning of this, there was a story out about the first guy who had it, and he was in like Washington State or something. He was somewhere there, and then Someone said he went to Manhattan, but like they knew he had COVID, but they let him go to Manhattan, and so nobody wanted to like quarantine. You quarantine this one guy, this is not as bad as it is. That one guy, he goes to New York. If you go to New York, the entire world is infected pretty much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
If you're sick, don't fucking go anywhere. How about that? Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking back to how Russia, when the Soviet Union was a thing, how they responded to an outbreak of, I believe it was tuberculosis in Moscow, right? They mobilized like every single part of the municipal service. They quarantined everyone. They had like 6 million people vaccinated in 2 weeks or something like that. Like they responded. You know what I mean? We're not getting a response from our government. We're just kind of getting political theater for us, and then in the back they're passing $1 billion contracts for
back and forth
for Lockheed Martin or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah, like
to put in perspective, that's Russia's response, and everyone thinks of Russia as some like third world shitty country.
Exactly, which it never held. I was having an argument with a guy the other day, and he was telling me about how shitty. He kept saying that Russia, like socialist experiments, are shitty and bad, and atrocity. But 70% of former Soviet residents miss their living conditions under the Soviet Union. They miss the universal health care and education, and the price controlled food, so food didn't get out of control. You know what I mean? Americans like to play moral relativism with countries they've never really interacted with.
Dude,
you know what I mean,
most Americans know so little about the outside world.
Exactly, like
true.
They make all these assumptions about what these other countries look like or what the people in those countries think, when in reality we're living in a worse situation than most of these socialist countries are living in right now.
Yeah.
So we should really look at ourselves before we start looking out. I mean, you gotta fix your home before you start making judgments on other.
Yeah, we can't be the world leader like this anymore.
Well, I mean, I think we're on the trajectory where we're not looking. There's no like introspection still. So.
I think we're starting to see it a little bit, just with the labor activism I'm starting to see around the country, like the Amazon workers in Alabama and the Chicago teachers union. But there needs to be more, and it really just needs to be faster.
Mm-hmm.
We need more people informed about this sort of thing in work spaces, spreading this information to their coworkers, stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I feel like most people are just they acknowledge the apocalypse is happening, but they don't really see any alternative other than like sitting,
profiting off of it.
Yeah.
No, and go back to what you were saying on like the whole all the communist experience are shitty and bad, and like I think about that like a lot, especially like I think the best example is like East Germany. Like you only ever hear bad things about East Germany, like how everyone had healthcare and it was free higher education. And it's just like, yeah, everyone like fled East Germany after like, Western powers just pumped West Germany full of money and said, look at with all your skills you learned, you can come make money here. And then, all the healthy, educated people zoom on over.
Yeah.
I mean, and none of these countries exist in a vacuum either. They've all had to deal with sanctions and economic warfare on a massive scale. Western. I just think the West has this bias against communism that's that starts in like with K through 12 education and becomes a part of people's outlook on everything, like regardless of where they sit on the political compass. You can usually tell there's like some anti-communism in a lot of people's beliefs, whether
Yeah, it's
they're
like
aware.
it's like you're just basically we're indoctrinated into capitalism, like our whole lives, basically.
Yeah, it's like we're taught that. Well, I mean, yeah, we're taught that capitalism is like the default, and it's like the standard, like the normal, and it's like, no, it's not that. It's not though. It really shouldn't be.
Because it's hard for people to visualize something other than what we have right now. Like if the only way you're able to interact with shit that you want is like exchange. You have to buy it somewhere from a store, from this, from that, like that, and all this kind of just informs what you think the world is, what you think it could possibly be, and if nobody ever talks to you about what else it could be other than this, then you'll just fall into apathy, like I feel most Americans have. Most people vote or engage in any kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that is because work schedules are so crazy. Even still, people still working 40 hours a week, even though productivity has increased like exponentially. But people have to work. They're tired. They don't want to have to think about this sort of shit.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think it's our job to like spread the word.
Yeah, and it's awesome that the organization that like I was really happy to see that what was happening with that Amazon.
Yeah, definitely. It was for a while I didn't think it was gonna happen. But yeah, talking to the guy who's organized, pretty amazing to see that they were able to do this in an Amazon facility.
Oh yeah, like it must have taken a lot of finesse to pull that off.
Yeah, because
what happened here?
Now. They have surveillance now. Yeah, an Amazon warehouse in Alabama is voting on unionization.
Oh hell yeah!
So that's just like that's what we really need. Even though like labor union membership has been going down still over the past couple years, I think we're gonna start to see it go back up.
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as I feel like unions are going to help out quite a bit.
Yeah, cause I mean they're the base of all this shit. I mean like the working class is society and how it runs. What workers put into it or what they withhold from the system entirely can sway the direction of an. We saw massive general strikes in Bolivia that led overturning the planted regime, and I think as we see more labor activism in this, and as we see more unions, we're going to see better living conditions for working class people, but also an opportunity to build something more on top of that. I think that's really where mutual aids are coming in right now, really starting to build what Marxist-Lenin is called dual power. It's like building parallel structures that can help the working class outside of the capitalist, helping each other, building that solidarity, and just showing people that there is an alternative. There is an alternative. This is it. Let's take this country, do something.
Yeah,
I think we're in a. I'm not gonna lie. The last year's been pretty depressing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
absolutely.
Like, I mean,
our government was run so poorly and bare bones the last 4 years, as well.
Yeah,
and it just scares me because that can happen again.
Exactly. And I think that's what people get confused about when a lot of folks criticize Biden so heavily, which is like we're not saying that Biden is worse than Trump or whatever. We just acknowledge that they're both the same guy, and Biden's inaction is going to lead to a right-wing nationalist that's going to be much more competent than Donald Trump ever was.
Yeah.
Like the inaction we're seeing right now, Biden is going to lead to Tom Cotton presidency, and that dude does not fuck around.
Yeah.
The shit he believes.
Like the amount of damage Trump did, and Trump like didn't even like try that hard. I feel like somebody who was really trying to shake shit up, you know, a real far right winger could really fuck shit up if he felt like it.
No, I've heard you mention why do you think like Tom Cotton is that figure? So I'm not super educated on Cotton. Like I know like a little bit about him, but like, do you think like he has like the charisma to like do that?
I don't think he has the charisma, but I think whoever the GOP puts their money behind is going to have the infrastructure and the reach to convince a very large segment of the population that he is like the next Trump, or like he is going to take a lot of the nationalistic themes that Trump was parodying and turn it into like, especially in terms of immigration.
Yeah, I saw a thing about like Republicans, their biggest issue right now is still illegal immigration, which is just like.
I mean, he's for he once said that slavery was a necessary evil.
Yeah, that's what I was just reading about right now.
Really? Are you fucking kidding me?
It was necessary to build the union, but the union was built in a way that eventually it would be like it would go extinct, and it's like, oh, what a poor take.
That's disgusting.
But
yeah, it's like
just that take alone tells you everything you need to know about this guy and what he's probably capable of if you give him executive.
Yeah.
And unless Biden has like a new deal up his ass somewhere, I don't think the Democrats are retaining.
I don't know. Yeah, Biden's got to go hard or go home. Seriously,
it's so silly because it would literally be like Biden could have an easy layup if he just did something.
Yeah, if he was just went like super, I don't know, if he leaned left,
dude. Even if he
more.
just like, dude, just go. Where's the fucking stimulus?
Yeah, where's the fucking stimulus? Where is the fucking
literally
stimulus?
Like the fact that they're like plundering the stimulus would like literally like they wouldn't have the Senate if not for like the promise of the stimulus.
Yeah, yeah,
just,
like people voted
around,
for
like,
Biden for the stimulus, and now no one's gonna vote for Democrats ever again because they just got lied to. Like,
yeah, absolutely. That's like the biggest thing is that like they talk about doing stuff and then they're not going to do it. And it's like you have to understand that when you don't do it, like everyone's going to be like, okay, well, I guess you're not much better, and they're just going to like, yeah, the next ultra nationalist who's like,
yeah,
we're going to make America good. We're gonna improve America, and everyone's just like, oh, okay, I like that, I guess.
And they're just being liars. Yeah, it's shitty. And I'm like, it's just like, I don't know. They're not gonna rise to COVID. It'll be slightly better. Their response, like at least like the vaccination's a little better, but it's still not good.
It's frustrating. I just don't see a way out for America.
Do you think like Biden will address climate change at all? Kind of don't see like him doing anything really there.
Biden about climate change?
Yeah. Like I don't think he'd do anything like radical enough to actually make it. Like it'll be like posturing as anti-climate change more so.
Like the Green New Deal.
I've been paying attention, right? Because when that article came out saying he met with rich donors and told them nothing will fundamentally change, I was like, let me look at his campaign promises. He's knocked off like 5 of them or 6 of them so far since he's gotten into power. Just like being like, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that either. No. He also promised not to ban fracking. So I'm not too sure he's concerned with climate change.
Yeah.
Even he's on the verge of death himself. I don't think he even knows what he is most of the time. Yeah, I don't really expect anything in terms of climate change. We went back into the climate accord, but that doesn't
do anything.
It's mostly symbolic. It's mostly just symbolic.
It's symbolic, and at this point, it's not even really about reducing carbon emissions. just from Texas, right? If these like once in a lifetime environmental things keep happening every year, they're gonna stack up and just like they're gonna destroy this country soon. Texas has never seen snow like that before or temperatures like that ever
Texas,
before.
fucking awful. Yeah, it's fucking terrible what happened to Texans.
And their infrastructure was not prepared for it. Nobody was prepared for it. So people were dealing with rolling blackouts and negative temperatures in Texas
for 4 fucking days straight, even longer in some cases.
Yeah, and just straight up like they were so quick to like attack the Green New Deal as a result. Like, see what happens with the Green New Deal, and it's like what? Hold up, what?
This is an infrastructure problem.
Yeah.
And like your pipes weren't winterized and your electrical grid wasn't winterized.
Yo, I think that, dude, it's silly, their electrical system, and they have to pay like wholesale prices. Well, did you see like the bills of like $5,000 electricity bills?
Yeah,
like 17,000 for some people. Yeah,
because you're getting wholesale rates.
Yeah, like I saw a story, like stories about people that are like, yeah, we had power, but we turned it off because like the rates were so high. Like we essentially like there was still power going to our area, but.
And
it's so
something similar to this happened with Enron back in 2001, where they just started turning off power in California so they could sell it back to California at a premium because they had
fucking disgust me.
I'm sure something like that's going to come out about this too. I really think
the big scandal right now is that this whole winterized grid thing was totally foreseeable like 10 years ago. Like they were warned about shit like this.
They haven't had one quite this bad, but Texas does get snowstorms every like every decade or years. So.
Yeah.
So like they should like it's just like upgrade infrastructure, but the American infrastructure is also just falling apart.
Yeah, our infrastructure, we're like we're all trying to convert to green energy and like electric cars, but I don't see anywhere in Denver that really allows me to charge my electric car if I had one.
What they're doing more and more is like what Andrew Yang tweeted this shit. He was like, hey Elon Musk, if you want to make some electric like dump trucks and school buses for us, we'd love that. Like the people in New York would love that, and I'd sign a deal for you to make those. And that's what everything is becoming. It's just like, hey, like here's a part of like the public. Here's a public service. You can have it.
Yeah.
Insert private company. You can have it. Insert private company. And that does not work. That does not work because a public service is not supposed to make money, right? So if you start putting cost measures on public services, you're reducing its effectiveness every single time. That's what's been happening to Amtrak. That's what's been happening to the USPS.
We were just talking about that like an hour ago.
Yeah, like USPS loses money, and people like I watched some segment of like Fox News and like Tucker Carlson talking about like how why do we have the USPS? It doesn't make any sense. It loses money every year, and I'm like, yeah, like you don't pay for mail.
Yeah, it's just people's mail.
Like mail is free. That's why it loses money.
What, do you want to pay for mail? Jesus.
Yeah, right.
We do have to pay for mail. We gotta buy stamps.
Yeah, it's 10 cents to mail it back. They lose so much money, and so I like the way he framed it was just like, why do we even have USPS when like if they're losing money every year? And it's like, well, because it's like a social service that so many Americans like depend upon. Like the mail always comes. The mail is always there, no matter the weather. Sometimes it's delayed, but the mailman always comes. Like we went out to a place when we were road tripping in the Southwest. We drove through a town that was 50 miles away from the next nearest town, population of under 100, with a goddamn post office and a mail truck there. And it's like they're going everywhere.
Yeah, they're badass, but mailmen are badass as fuck.
The real boys in blue are the mailmen.
Yeah, those are the real boys in blue. Those are my boys in blue right there.
Yeah.
The USPS has a bigger facility than Amazon, FedEx, and like Wayfair, so like they have a bigger facility than all of the shipping companies combined, and they're faster than all of them.
Which
So
is wild to think
defunding,
about.
yeah, so defunding the USPS and making it less effective is it's all part of a strategy really to further
Consolidate
like consolidate
power.
all of this like shipping power into private enterprise, and it's happening like every year they cut down USPS.
Is there really anything you can do about shit like that?
I mean,
in terms of like legislation, sure. I mean, there's this notion that we just need to elect a few more progressives, and we just need a few more progressives, and we can take over the Democratic Party, and we can really start pushing policy that helps people. The problem is they've been saying that since 1920. Right now, they have 95 Progressive Caucus members in the House. So, and they haven't done anything yet. I see them tweeting
like,
all the time.
Are they just like, but like out of the 95 progressive people, like progressive caucus in the House, like how many of them are actually progressive? Is it just like liberals saying they're progressive?
I mean, isn't that most progressivism?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, honestly.
There's a whole lot of them.
So it's a lot of that, but it's a lot of even the real progressives like understanding where they are and the game they have to play when they get into DC. When they're campaigning in their district, it's very, I'm gonna go to Washington, I'm gonna challenge these folks, I don't care if I'm one term, blah blah blah. They get there and it's like 3 months in, they're like, man, I don't know, I might listen to Nancy Pelosi on this one.
Yeah.
Vote
They
yes
get
on
paid.
this.
They get paid good also.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they get paid too
fine.
much.
I wish they got paid the minimum wage we had to work on to see what it.
Honestly,
felt like.
yes.
They get a salary.
Although
and
I guess like I agree with that, but then the issue is then like only rich people run for positions, I guess. Because then like the only people that can afford to be in public office are like people that can afford to like live off of But they make fucking $174,000 a year. That's too much though.
Too much money.
I mean that's just like their base stuff, like not even including the lobbying they get.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and lobbying's got to be a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's just upsetting, man. Like you vote for Republicans, you get fascism, and you vote for Democrats, and they don't do fucking anything.
It's just a buildup. It's 4 years of buildup until the next fascist.
Yep.
Yeah. And again, like people need to get like workers would not have a fraction of what they had today if it wasn't for
constant fighting.
Yeah, without like a very powerful radical left presence, like internationally. You know what I mean? Like the only reason we don't have child labor anymore is because of the Socialist Party of the United States, the early 20th century, like lobbying against it, demonstrating against it, and doing strikes. That's the only reason we have a minimum wage or the New Deal at all, actually, which was these radical organizations pushing for it. FDR kind of finally. So that's what we really need, external pressure, because every time there's always a new fighter of the working class running for a spot in Congress, and they're getting it more and more, and then they get in and they listen to what the Democratic establishment say. So I don't really see what their utility is outside of moving the narrative closer to our side. You know what I mean? Like outside of propaganda, I don't see how their actions are going to really affect my. They haven't. Taken a stand yet.
Yeah, no, it is mostly just like look at like there's not enough like not receipts. That's not the right word. You're not.
Things that keep.
Sorry, you go. I'm just like babbling.
Like, go. No, go ahead.
Oh, I don't know. I lost it. It's okay.
Well, I want to say this without like offending people or like offending progressive because the intent is good. And a lot of people do think you can genuinely like reform capitalism to a state where it can permanently work for working class people. I don't see it happening, and I see a lot of people giving up ground on what their principles are to fit more popular narratives that are pushed. I'm seeing a lot more progressives come out in favor of sanctions on certain countries. Seeing a lot of be a little bit more friendly towards the idea of prison reform instead of defunding the police or an abolition. So I'm seeing a lot of them capitulate and meet like reach this middle ground where I don't think any of their policies be that effective. I mean, you look at Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer was pushing for universal health care when he first got into it.
Wait, really?
Yeah, and he's like centrist as hell now. So
yeah, so that's what happens over time. Like they say you don't reform DC. That's what is happening.
Yeah, there's so many. I mean, it's either that or they're just lying and getting into these places to get elected. But
I really do. I think a lot of them have really good intent.
Yeah.
But I think when you're trying to change a system from inside of it, it does not work out well. It's just not going to work. So I think people need to be getting more involved, direct action, organizations, yes, DSA, and whichever ones you choose. Not putting faith, the idea of over. I don't.
You're cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, that sentence was kind of like skipped every like word.
You hear me right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give it another go.
But yeah, I just don't see that path as feasible right now, and I think the much more appropriate route for us if we want to see change quickly is to involve ourselves in radical leftist organizations, do our own mutual aid, do our own outreach with people, and get the public on our side. You know what I mean?
That's where you make the most change, is like personally affecting people's lives. Like on a grand scale, changing the system is very, very hard to do. But like the most impact you can make as a human being is to the people directly around you.
Exactly.
Like shit like AOC just collecting a shit ton of money and going down to Texas herself is really powerful.
Yeah.
And that's how you win people's hearts over. Instead of flying to DC and collecting your paycheck till you die. I don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like direct action is going to be like, I mean, it has to be the way forward because like, yeah, you elect people, and if people don't do like, if we see that people aren't doing anything when they get elected in office, or not doing like big enough things, and it's like, well, then who's going to do it? It's not going to like, we can't wait for it to happen because the longer you wait, the longer the wealth gap gets, and the more people like descend into poverty, and it's just like we don't have time. We got to do it now.
Yeah,
we keep trying bipartisan stuff,
or just like trying to like the stakes are too high to just like, you can't just keep slowly being like, oh, it's getting better over time. Like,
you can't half-ass this shit.
You can't do that
anymore.
Forever. Yeah.
You can't half-ass it, and it needs something radical. We all know Joe Biden's not going to do anything radical.
Yeah, I mean, especially like, the stakes are high. It's the same kind of mentality when people talk about like, when I hear like older people talk about COVID and how like, oh yeah, it's gonna pass, and like it's gonna run its course, and it's like, okay, like, yeah, we gotta like open up restaurants and like start to go slow, and there's a balance. And I'm like, well, what are we balancing? Like the other end of the scale is hundreds of thousands of Americans dying.
Yeah,
Like,
500,000 actually.
yeah, it's
Half
like
of a
one of
million
those
are
things
dead.
where, yeah, more Americans have died during COVID than all of the First World War and all of the Second World War. So it's one of those things where it's like, that's the other end of the scale. It's not like, some people get sick and have to miss work for a week or your restaurant closed. It's like, no, people are like dying. And then the same thing when it comes to like poverty and stuff, like people are dying due to lack of health care. People are going into like extreme debt and like dying and giving debt to their kids. It's like these things like it may not be you and you may just be like, stuck in a rut, but like there are people starving and there are people dying like every day because of like the system that takes advantage of them. And it's like it's like getting better is, I mean, objectively speaking is good because like it's getting better. But I mean, getting better means fewer people dying, but that still means that, people are dying.
Yeah. When it could have been handled way better at the start.
How does debt? Wait, so debt like I don't really know how like debt works once you die. So it can just like get passed on to like your next of kin.
Oh yeah, someone has to pay it. Someone has to pay it.
Someone has to pay, yeah. That's what happens.
So
College loan debt, dude, student loan debt. They go to your kids.
How fucked is that?
I didn't know.
You gotta pay off
Yeah.
somebody else's.
You gotta
issue.
pay your
What
dad's
the-
student loans off if he never paid them and he dies.
But it's all.
Someone has to pay it. Yeah, it's like someone's got to. It's got to default to someone.
What happens if like? Oh
Nah, man, they got you. Look, it's all intentional. Did you guys get those same letters when you turned 18? Just like 15 credit card companies sending you a card.
Yeah.
And you were pre-chosen, blah blah. They need to
I
get.
I get them all the time still. Yeah.
Yeah, for my student loans.
Man, the modern credit system is just like advanced sharecropping. They're trying to get you onto this hamster wheel so that you can never even think about retiring, and you're gonna be constantly paying back this debt for the rest of your life.
man, your kids are gonna be paying off this. I didn't even because student loans are like it's insane. Fucking insane.
And,
The amount of like,
and then there's houses too. It's like more. It's so many things. Credit card debt. Credit card debt's the biggest one.
It's you can't like live your life like there's no such thing as the American dream anymore. Like that ended with our last generation.
I mean, there was never like the whole idea of the American dream is so funny to me. It's like the nuclear family. It's like, dude, that was on a fucking postcard. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Exactly.
and like the American dream was like always
Americans.
and like
I think the American dream is to be able to like you make enough money to live right and do what you want.
but like but in that shit,
dream?
but like that never exists for everybody.
No.
Yeah.
The American dream has never been real. Like because there's always people that don't. Yeah.
There's people who die working.
Fuck, I didn't realize student loan debt could get passed down generationally. Because some people rack up so much of that shit where it's just like you're never gonna pay that off. Like that could, you pay it off and it's growing every time.
If you,
like,
have debt, don't have kids. Pro tip.
yeah, what happens? Like, how do they who do they go to if there's no one to go to?
Where do they go to? Yeah.
Well, they start liquidating your assets. Like that's the big thing. Is like after you die, like if no one's gonna pay it, they start auctioning off your possessions.
Okay.
And taking like your wealth that way.
No, I don't have any. I have a 1-bedroom apartment with I have 4 bowls, 4 plates, and a CRT TV with a VHS player. That's it.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? You can sell my apartment and get $40.
Yeah.
I pay rent. Like, what do they do then? Like, who do they go to? Like, are they gonna keep going? Like, I have nobody. I'm completely self-isolated.
People never realize you can just not pay it off. Just go bankrupt.
Yeah, I mean,
you still have your car. You'll still have your apartment. You'll still just go bankrupt.
I mean, most of our debt, even our national debt, is not like it's not owed to anybody. It's just it's the Federal Reserve doing a bunch of like accounting trickery to loan money to itself, pretty much. Yeah. So most of our debt is owned by ourselves and could be canceled. Like student debt could be canceled right now if Joe Biden wanted it to.
But he doesn't.
To anybody, but he's not going to.
He's not gonna
do anything. I don't. He's not like I know. Like they were like, oh, 50,000 kids. There's 10,000. He's not gonna fucking cancel a cent of student debt.
Not a fucking cent.
And he can't because Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have a lot of money in Congress as well and in the government. giving political donations to people.
Why do we like? That is definitely something we got to handle. Is having just money like I don't know, shit like lobbying and stuff is in the government is so ridiculous.
Wait, I mean, anywhere else, this is they call this corruption. Here they call it lobbying.
Yeah, here it's called lobbying.
Bribery. It's just bribery.
Yeah. It's straight up bribery.
You know, we just need fucking term limits, dude. Get them in, get them out. Two
Yeah.
times. You can be elected twice, and then you're done. No exceptions. That's how I feel.
No exceptions. Nothing.
I feel like what we need is like a system where if you're represented,
there's good lobbying too, but should money be like there's good lobbying.
Sorry,
right?
what were you saying, Mike?
No, go ahead. I lost my train of thought.
Oh, I'm sorry then, Mike. I apologize.
Good lobbying? I don't know.
Is it like people like pushing for a good cause?
I think it's corrupt. You should do a good cause because it's the right thing to do, or like because it benefits people, not because someone's paying you to do it.
It's a moral issue.
Oh, okay.
I think like even lobbying for something good is still like morally like because then you're just
morally
like it's
bankrupt.
Like and also like the trade-off of like allowing it so that like and no one's lobbying for good shit either.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's just it's important to try to get money out of politics and anything because it messes with a lot of people's expectations. I feel like with what their representatives are actually going to be willing to do for them if they got $200,000 from PNG or something like that.
Yeah, or like I remember like the right before net neutrality, like got fucked up. Like how like almost every congressperson had like gotten like it was like a spattering between like $500,000 and $200,000 campaign donations from Comcast.
Fuck, man.
So I know it's hard though. Every single one of our institutions were built for rich people, for the elite.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even the elite are doing a damn good job of making sure none of the poor people know about that too.
Yeah, it's not that hard. I mean, look how hard people have had to fight throughout the history of this country just to have the right to vote. You know, not even all white men had the right to vote when we started. They had to fight for that. Then women had, black people had to fight. Women had to fight, and this was all just to get an opportunity to participate in the system. So if it took 150 years for all people in this country to have the right to actually participate, like, do you really think your selection in that system means all that much? You know what I mean? With the electoral Congress, like with the electoral Congress, with the electoral college, with Congress, with the way local officials, deal with real estate and deal with redlining and deal with investment and deal with corruption in their city, how they bump up police state budgets, how they sell off water lines to private companies, or how they allow regional monopolies to come in and take over the power grid for a state. That's like a systemic issue all the way up and down, like our entire bureaucracy. So it really is more of a problem with federalism in itself. You know what I mean? And how it's set up and how this country operates and who it's built to serve. When people talk to me about like constitutional rights, I really listen, because I know who was written by and what the purpose of all those rights were. It's not for me. It was written by 200-year-old plantation owners who thought I should be property. And I think that speaks volumes to what they actually think about equity, like what equity actually. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think this entire system is rotten to its bearing.
To its core.
The entire thing is to be rebuilt to actually serve the majority instead of the.
I can't argue with that.
Not in the slightest.
Absolutely not. No, it's gonna need a level of complete reform. Like it's just.
Will that ever happen is the question, and that's the question I keep getting an answer for is no, in my head at least.
Well, I don't know. I hope. I mean, of course, I hope so, and of course, I love to see the movement grow and more people become aware of some of these things. But then there's also that, like, the question of like when shit hits the fan, are you gonna be there? You know what I mean? Like, if it's time, like for example, I was talking to a guy a few months ago about starting a Vanguard party. So pretty much what we would do, first at least, would be do our own local mutual aid, but I also go out to protest and help guard protesters and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because we were all armed. It was a couple Navy vets in there, a couple Army vets, and we were talking about this. And I could just like, you can just tell, like, you're making plans with somebody. You can just tell they're not into it at all.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like
yeah.
that's
Like lip service about it.
like, yeah, man, that's a great idea. Like, yeah, bro, they really do need. They didn't really give a fuck, or they weren't really willing to actually go out and do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need more people who realize like the urgency of what's happening to get involved. And whether that comes or not, I'm not. What do you guys think? Do you guys think? It'll come, like that day will come where we can like mount an actual assault against capitalist agenda? Do you think we get to that point, or do you think this country falls apart before then?
Maybe I'm kind of defeatist, but I don't see it. Not in my head. Not in a million years. Like I don't know. I've been following so much politics shit since I like graduated high school, and
I mean, I think there are
all my
too
hopes
many.
get crushed.
I think there are too many Americans like disillusioned with like the idea of the United States as like a meritocracy, and like how like, well, no, like, I'm in this situation because I don't work hard enough, or I'm just not there yet, and like I don't. I mean, as of right now, I just don't think there are enough people who like understand. And this is like people I mean, mostly conservatives just who aren't seeing that like they're getting fucked over too. Like, it's not just like there are so many people like getting fucked over, and chances are you are too. And it's like you're just you're tricked into, like, I mean, not even tricked, like, yeah, they just tell you, yo, you just work hard. Look how hard he must have worked so hard. Look at all his money. And it's like, you have no idea. Like, you have no idea. And it's just like, I think that if enough Americans, and like, I think it's going to take enough Americans on both, like, left leaning and right leaning, to be subjected to like crazy poverty. Like, these people are going to have to lose everything. These people are going to have to lose people they care about to preventable disease. They're gonna have to, have family members killed by police officers. They're gonna have to, be imprisoned for their dissent. Like, it's gonna take people getting like, beaten, and like realize, oh, maybe like things are unfair, and maybe things aren't, like, maybe it doesn't matter how hard I work. And it's like, I think at that point, if there would be enough Americans to like do something, but you still have like a huge portion of Americans who are like working class. Like, it's not like there's a huge band of billionaires. It's like there are so many working class, like even blue collar folk who are like happy and like satisfied and like for the system. So it's like, if we don't have we're going to need those people like on the same side to be able to even do anything to help like dismantle the you need the laborers.
You
The
need
laborers need to all understand.
You have to, I think that is like the hardest obstacle to overcome for it, is like getting, like, for the people to take power, the people need to be on the same page, and all of the resources of the people of like all the resources of like the wealthy that don't want the people to like realize their similarities or fight for a common goal, like they're putting all their energy to stop that. I think America's probably going to fall apart before then, to like answer your question. But
what does falling apart look like?
Like, I don't.
What does falling apart?
I don't see like a full balkanization happening, like where the country completely falls apart. But I do think we're gonna see like a retraction of government from the edges, like really managing more like urban centers and shit like that. and kind of leaving kind of what's happening now, just handling the interests of big capitalists while ignoring the people, just letting them suffer. They've done it before. They were doing it for most of the Great Depression. They're just out of.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna see, like you said, widespread poverty and immiseration. I mean, people are still getting.
Bro, you're cutting out again.
You're cutting out again.
God damn.
Where's my stimulus, Joe Biden? Where's my fucking stimulus?
But yeah, I don't know. I think we're gonna see a lot more suffering before we see
any
I agree
steps
to
forward.
that. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That's gonna happen.
I don't know. I think some people need to walk all the way down, or some
Yeah.
people need to look all the way down the barrel of the gun before they realize,
Yeah.
like, there's no other option. Like, you don't know. It's like this kind of the way humans are. Like, you got to see it to believe it, right? And like, so many people who, conservatives don't see the fucking issues because their worldviews are entirely different. Like, their issues are so different from our issues. Like, they're still talking about illegal immigration.
Yeah.
When that's not the fucking issue right now. I mean, it's an issue, right? But
the immigration angle is like the key to their entire ideology, right?
Yeah.
Because if it's not immigrants who are the like source of all of our ills, then who is it? And then if you go down that line logically, you end up at your boss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they can't acknowledge that. So they have to keep it on the immigrants. Otherwise, you're about to have a bunch of like conservatives become class conscious and start reading Marx.
God forbid.
You have to blame it on a alien force that came in and ruined everything. Can't be internal, can't be structural. It has to be.
It's not America's fault.
It's a classic fascist take, and it's like, what's the solution? Like, what comes out of the cracking down on the foreigners and immigration and the people who look different? Like, what's the outcome? Like, point to any system in the past 200 years. Like, what happens? What ends up happening?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're seeing it now with the ICE detention centers and the new one that just got opened by Biden.
Yeah.
Which is
it's no different.
No different.
You know what? Look, I don't claim to hate many people, but liberals, like, they really do test my patience in that regard. Like, I don't really take too much of this shit personally, but the way they were talking about kids in cages for like 9 months, and then
nothing happens.
They don't care.
Nothing happens. Biden builds a new one, and now they're saying it's not even a cage. It's overflow facility, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Like they did it with these kids. They did it with Black Lives Matter. They do it with every single social move. They did it with Me Too. Like they use it to make themselves seem more woke. But then when they throw it away.
Yeah, like they want to feel like they're on the high road, but without putting in the work.
They wanna like the person that's putting kids in cages.
Exactly.
Like,
they want the person putting kids in cages to look more diverse.
Yeah.
Because you can't criticize what's happening because look who's in charge.
When you think about that, then you also realize like identity politics is a big issue with liberals as well, just like conservatism.
Yeah, I mean they weaponize it, right? Like they don't acknowledge it as a part of class society that needs to be challenged. They see, like, if liberals were if modern liberals were in charge in 1858, their answer would have been to start putting black people as plantation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
anyone could be a plantation owner.
That's actually a really good analogy. Yeah, that's exactly what they'd fucking do.
Yeah, so they're not interested in like challenging hierarchy. They're more interested in changing the way the hierarchy looks so people don't attack it.
Identity. We want identity hierarchy.
Yeah, exactly. We want a black woman VP and Neera Tanden in the cabinet, even though they're both nationalists.
Yeah, especially
who-
Nearytandon, like all the liberals like who were like going to bat for Nearytandon because what's that fucker's name? The Manchin was like down on her, and then everyone's like, oh, but Nearytandon's the bad. And it's like, no, she's really bad too.
She's actually awful.
I really don't like her.
No, yeah.
Really, really don't like her. I don't like her at all.
She's been saying awful shit for years. I was surprised when she even ran for this thing. I was like, are you sure? Like, I've seen your tweets before. They're gonna find them. No way they're not.
Yeah.
And they did. You know what I mean? She said some way worse shit than what was shown in that Senate hearing.
Oh yeah, and then just like the corruption. Oh wait, shit. Wait, what's going on? You guys still hear me? The stream says it's offline, but it still says I'm streaming.
I hear you.
Yeah, I hear you.
So it's not my internet.
No.
Sometimes the stream drops. Let's see.
Goddamn liberals taking us off the air.
Oh, do we just get censored? Oh no, we're good. It's just my client. I think it's just my client. I think we're fine.
Oh,
yeah,
dude, that would have been crazy. That would have been crazy.
Yeah, the liberals would have taken us down. I don't know. Dude, liberals test my patience another way. And I was talking to Kyle and Micah last week about this during the whole Texas deep freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Is when people are calling Texans who are freezing to death idiots. Like,
yeah,
like people are laughing at people dying on Twitter and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck?
Yeah, the animosity.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Like, at least half of those Texans are Democrats, and also if they're conservatives and they're dying, I don't give a shit. Like, when did politics become such a fucking violent?
Yeah, you know. I think like conservatives are misled. They don't deserve to die. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you know, and people are like drawing parallels between COVID and them freezing in Texas and stuff, and it's just not. It's not funny.
Why is it politicized? Like, why is it politicized?
Everything became politicized. Everything did, yeah. Everything's politicized now.
Probably the internet, man. I wonder. Sometimes I think about that. I'm like, where would we be right now if the internet like wasn't here?
Or if like social media maybe wasn't a thing. I don't know. Because I mean, we sure as hell wouldn't be talking.
True.
I mean, I think we'd see like, I think we see similar things. I think party tribalism has always been a part of this country. In one way or another, but it's because it has to, because it's another tool to keep people separated. You know what I mean? So that when working class people are freezing to death in Texas, you can be like, well, they're Republicans, so it doesn't matter that they're dying.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It doesn't matter. They left me when California was burning. It's like, I don't give a fuck, dude. That was like a couple thousand people at most.
Yeah, but even when California was burning, like. Interesting, man. Like, neither of these parties have done anything to improve our standards of living in the past 60 years, yet people are so invested.
Yeah, we're still voting for them. What the fuck?
People are, like, they love it so much, but I really do think it's amplified on social media. Most people
social media is made echo chambers, dude. Yeah. So people only get more radicalized and more set in their own beliefs thanks to social media nowadays. Like, you don't have anyone to challenge you anymore on social media. Not at all.
Like, you don't really understand like what actual people are, what they actually believe. But yeah, like as you said, like it's such a heightened version of people.
Yeah.
That yeah, I talk to regular people all the time. None of our conversations are like the ones I have on Twitter.
On Twitter, yeah, exactly. Like I don't meet fucking extremists in the street.
Do you guys hear about like the ban on news, like how Facebook like banned Australia?
Yeah.
What?
That's just fucked up.
A couple days ago.
Can you give me a rundown?
So the Australian government basically like put a bill in where it's like if you are a social media network and you are like taking news from like news organizations, you need to compensate them somehow.
Yeah, you gotta pay for it.
And then Facebook is just like, nope, we're just not gonna have no more news in Australia.
They
took off all the like all the government stuff, like all the government weather warnings and stuff that like the government uses to like send important information to the populace. They like banned all that too.
Literally, that's such fucking capitalism. Like, do you know how much money Facebook makes that they can easily afford to pay for that shit?
But I mean, guys, you know, things are looking up because Facebook has since reverse that decision, so they will not be banning. Like they are no longer banning Australia because the government has agreed to make changes to its media code. The Australian government is changing the wording of their code so they're not banned by Facebook. So it's one of those things where it's like, what on earth?
So governments are kneeling to Facebook now.
Yeah, Facebook has more power than the Australian government. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that surprising. Like, when you hear like how it went down, you're like, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. But then you're just like, wait, so this one fucking social media fucking like conglomerate, I guess, because they own Instagram and everything else.
Just Facebook,
has the power to like make the I mean, they all do. All these tech corporations have the ability to like make.
I can't wait to fly to Mars on my Amazon ship, dude.
You're not going. We're not going to Mars.
We're not going to Mars.
Some people might, but we're not.
Want to go to Mars?
I don't know. It's shitty, dude. Earth is so much better.
Like, no, I just want to explore the galaxy. That's why I'm pushing for Mars travel.
Let's say you like put water on it. Okay. Let's say you put enough a Ford F-150s on it to like build an atmosphere. Okay. You pump enough, you build some sort of atmosphere to keep the oxygen in. Like, let's say you make the oxygen. You got to keep it in.
The Ford F-150 atmosphere.
Yeah, like then on top of that, it's like, okay, let's plant some plants. Let's figure out a way to keep the oxygen there. We'll bring a bunch of space heaters because it's cold as fuck. Yeah. But then there's no magnetic field. Ionizing radiation, like the sun is literally cancering the planet 24/7. So I think about this and I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna terraform Mars, and I'm like, cool. It's a luscious utopia, but there's no magnetic field. You can't build that. Like, what are you doing?
Everyone's got melanoma.
Just buy magnets. Just buy magnets.
Everyone's got cancer.
What the fuck?
Dude, it's so bizarre. I've been thinking about. I think about that, and just like the talking point of like we're gonna colonize Mars, and it's like, what are you talking about?
Also, like,
you're gonna
why
die.
don't we just like worry about Earth's got it going, dude? We don't need to like look at other planets that are like in worse shape already than like instead of just being like, hey, maybe we should like not fuck up our planet so much. But we're like, no, let's look at this planet.
We have water.
Yeah, like Mars doesn't have what we need.
Yeah. It's so bonkers to me.
At this point, we're just looking for other habitable planets instead of just trying to fix the shit show we started.
I mean, yeah.
And just to repeat the process. Like, seriously, it could be so cool. We could use our solar system's resources if we fix the Earth, right? Like, fly out, mine from asteroid fields and bring it back. Like, you know how fucking cool that shit could be? You know how fucking cool that would be?
Yo, Kyle,
that'd be so cool.
Kyle, with what you're saying about that radiation, have you considered mole people? We just live underground. We become mole people. We just live underground on Mars. Then that sun's radiation won't get to us.
Like that.
I mean,
just tunnel on enough space for my Ford F-150, and I'm a happy guy.
Yeah, as long as my tunnel can house my Ford.
Kyle, is it eco boosted?
I mean, probably has to be. Has to be. Right?
Good.
Actually, no, it can't be. It's not American. American people buying these like
I learned about this recently.
Cylinder trucks and cars. Like, what kind of American are you?
Did you guys know that they make special? Like, every car company has a Texas edition car.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until recently. But like
bigger,
Ford has
bigger engines and better AC is what that means.
Yeah.
like Ford, Ram, and like what's the other fucking truck company?
Chevrolet.
Chevy. Yeah, they each have their own Texas version of their. Like,
I need my air
trucks.
conditioning. I need my air conditioning and my luxury. Guess what the most sold luxury car is in America?
Probably a Ford.
Yeah, Ford F-150. They're called luxury cars. They're luxury cars. As stated by one of the CEOs of Ford, it's a luxury car. It's built like one too. Have you ever sat in a Ford? Like a new one?
Yeah, F-150. A luxury car is.
It fucking is. That's like the normal rate for Americans, and we have the gall to bitch about stuff when we buy luxury cars like that.
Bro, people are arguing the ethics of like terraformation of Mars. Yeah. And I'm over here like, fuck the ethics. How are you? I mean, what?
The ethics of terraforming Mars? We're destroying Earth. We don't want
to hurt the ecology on Mars. And I'm like, first of all, ain't nothing on Mars. There's nothing on Mars. Like, and if there is, it's okay. It's like it's fucking like mummified or like it's a fossil now.
There's nothing.
And like, why is it still viable? Why are we still considering this?
Yeah, I don't know why we're talking about ethics. We're destroying planet Earth.
Yeah, that's
what
so
the
funny.
fuck?
The ethics
like
of
we wiped out so many animals.
Is it
in the history of
ethical
human
to
history?
terraform Mars?
The answer is no, because it involves abandoning Earth.
Is it ethical to take your 50-minute showers, Karen? Like,
it's like, it's humanity playing God. Like we don't have the kind of have the authority to do such a thing. And I was like, what do you fuck God? Like, you can't put people on this thing. These people are going to die. And what happens when there's an emergency and they need special stuff from Earth? 6-month trip is what happens. Like,
we're starving. Okay, wait.
We're starving. Months. Hey, you got 6 months. Wait up. It's like, okay, cool.
We're sending over the Tyson Mars missile now.
Like,
it's full of chickens.
Full of frozen chicken.
If we figure out a way to put people on Mars, the last thing we're giving them is capitalism. It's the last thing we're gonna do. Because Mars is way less forgiving than Earth.
Sent.
You know that Jeff Bezos and Elon are going to be the first two to, like, that they're financing the Mars stuff.
Then we're just going to deport all billionaires to Mars.
Yeah, go.
I think that's their goal. I think
they want to go. They still like. Yeah, they want to. They want to leave.
How old do you think Jeff Bezos will live to?
Best he get.
He's gonna cryogenically freeze himself.
I feel like he's gonna be like the oldest living man in the world, probably. Like,
that reminds me
with that amount of money, I'm sure he's pumped full of experimental like anti-aging treatments and crazy shit too.
Well, yeah,
he looks like it, bro. He looks like it.
He does.
Trump got that cocktail of drugs when he got COVID, and he's like, "Yeah, COVID's not bad." He's like, "Yeah, you've got literally the highest tech fucking drugs in your system right now.
You're like top tier speeding, my guy. Like,
yeah, you're on speed right now. Like, of course you feel great."
How old is this Jeff Bezos feller?
He's like 60. I think he's like almost 60.
He's 57. He's 57. Damn. Okay. Cool. Well, he's a boomer. First of all, he's born in the last year of the boomer. So he's barely
millennial.
Because Blue Origin, that's his thing. That's trying to go to Mars.
Bro, he's only got a bachelor's. No,
but Kyle, he worked really hard.
He worked really. He pulled himself up by his bootstraps.
Yo, he's dating a woman right now. Well, he has a partner, and she is only 6 years younger than him. So he is defying the rich male dates children stereotype.
He should probably like pay his workers a living wage, though. That'd be cool too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's. I mean, that would help.
He probably should let his workers have bathroom breaks. But
hold up, guys. I don't know if you want to talk too much shit. His girlfriend was in TED 2 as a newscaster. So be careful. She was in
TED 2.
Yeah, like the TED, like the Mark Wahlberg, Seth MacFarlane teddy bear movie. Oh. Jeff Bezos' girlfriend played a news reporter in that movie, so you don't be too harsh on him.
She played herself in Fight Club. Her first film role, she played literally herself in Fight Club.
Who the fuck was that?
Jeff Bezos' girlfriend. Like,
Lauren Sanchez.
Her first movie was Fight Club, and she's credited as her. Like, she played herself, the Channel 4 news reporter, Lauren Sanchez.
Let me see this.
That's tight, bro.
What the fuck? She looks terrifying.
I can't. I gotta look up another picture because I couldn't tell that well from the Wikipedia one.
You throw it in
bro, the fact that she's still like in the same age range as Jeff Bezos to me is still like, wow. This is refreshing.
That's surprising. He's not dating an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
That's what I expected.
Hey, good man, Mike. Are you using DuckDuckGo? Good man.
It's her smile that's a little weird to me. It's like really wide.
Lots of plastic surgery.
Like she looks like a Titan from Attack on Titan a little bit.
She does kind of look like a. Her mouth.
Yeah, with her mouth.
It says is those cheeks, bro.
Yeah. It's like the little curl at the end of her fucking smile, like the Joker.
Dude, I think about like, you know how people are like, smoking cigarettes like 50 years ago, or I mean, I guess no, not 50 years. Like we're talking about like 100 years ago now, like before they realized it caused cancer or whatever.
Or
and
like,
they're like, I wonder if this is bad for us.
Or recently, if you were Rush Limbaugh.
Huh?
Rush Limbaugh who died of cancer, but I'm pretty sure he still smoked. Oh yeah,
No.
Mike. Last week when we found the news, we had a moment of laughter for him.
Yeah.
At his death.
Dude, he says the N-word on air.
Oh no, dude,
he was a real piece of shit.
Yeah, the list of piece of shit things he's done is much longer than saying the N-word on air. Like he has done.
Oh yeah.
Like
I just like
some
I watched
of it's
a compilation
so insane.
video, and oh my god, the shit he would just say is like, he's like, it's racist for white people not to say the N-word, and I was like, there you go, man. I'm like, what? Where are these takes coming from? Like, who's thinking like this?
Insane, man.
I thought you guys just hated like immigrants, not like, yeah, let's go around saying the N. Like, what are you talking about?
It's okay. If there's a hell, he's burning in it right now.
And everyone's grandparents listen to that fuck.
Oh my god. He just said, I'm not, literally, he said, quote, I'm not saying we should bring slavery back. I'm just saying it had its merits. For one thing, the streets were safer after dark. Like,
that's the same shit as
and this shit, every fucking like 70-year-old grandma and grandpa in the South are on this shit.
Yeah,
people fucking love this man. He's oh my.
Fuck, dude.
He was a monster. I'm really happy he's dead.
I can't believe he got the Presidential Medal of Honor.
Like, the Presidential Medal of Honor means nothing anymore.
It means nothing.
Yeah, Rush Limbaugh got that shit. What the?
Or Presidential Medal of Freedom is Medal of Freedom. I'm sorry, it's for civilians. Medal of Freedom.
I think another quote of his was like, it was something about like, oh, if women want to have like access to birth control, they have to like film themselves having sex or something like that.
Yeah, they're like, if they want to get paid to have sex, they need to at least film it for us. And it's like, what? What are you on about, dude? What do you like? If you commit a crime, you're guilty. Good Rush Limbaugh quote. I mean, what?
All I know is that the day he died and the day George Bush Sr. died will always be holidays for the rest of my life.
George W's next, baby.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh my, I can't wait.
George W's
Yo, man,
next.
what about Dick Cheney? When's he gonna die?
Ooh, I don't know. I think he's gonna live the same way like Kissinger does. I think.
Yeah.
I have this belief that Kissinger is gonna outlive me.
Dude, no,
he's fucking old, isn't he? Isn't he like in his 90s?
Kissinger's crazy. He's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but I think like the evil in his heart just like
97.
keeps him alive.
He's 97.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna live.
Any alt-right conspiracy theorists, I can't wait till they die. Fuck yeah. Like when Jeff Bezos won't outlive us. I highly doubt that.
What? Jeff Bezos will definitely outlive us. I'm not even like, dude, I honestly, no, I think that this man, like, dude, when you have like $200 billion, I feel like you can find a way to like, I think this man can probably stretch another like 100 years out of his life. And I don't think like,
no, easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Like this dude has to get like if we're,
has there anyone been richer than like Jeff Bezos before in history?
Yeah, but like also like in history, yes, but technology wasn't at the point it was. Like, it doesn't matter if you're like super rich in like 1300, you know, like
if I'm pushing
like
80 alive, I'll give you $5.
All right, deal.
If I'm like at age 75 and we're both 75, Micah, and he's still alive, I'll give you $5.
Oh my god, I'm just scrolling through Rush Limbaugh quotes, and it's just like, dude, there's so many. This one's about, he said, Holocaust ? 90 million Indians ? Only 4 million left ? They all have casinos. What's to complain about?
Like, what on earth?
This man like poisoned like a generation.
That reminds me, I think it was in Minnesota. You guys hear about? I think it was the Minnesota government gave land back to some Native Americans.
Is it Oklahoma you're thinking about, or is it Minnesota?
I think I heard about this. Is it like kind of like not like an old story, but like not like super like recent?
Oh, no, that was like this is like last week.
Oh.
Some people are like,
yeah, dude. Oh wait, no, never mind.
I'm gonna find it. The
Supreme Court ruled last summer that half of Oklahoma belongs to Native Americans.
Yeah, I remember that.
So that's like kind of hard.
Well, technically, this entire country does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Why does the article of fucking Tiger Woods getting into a car accident voted higher than this fucking Native American shit I'm trying to find? So fucked.
Dude, Tiger Woods is getting in a car accident like every other week, bro. I don't know why people still care. He's not dead. He doesn't die from them things. He has them.
In an unprecedented move. Where is it?
Always getting in a car.
I'm gonna find this shit.
Yeah, I typed
big,
in Tiger Woods car accident. And it's like 2021, 2009, 2017, Thanksgiving. Like they just.
Wow, I actually didn't know that. He just gets in a car accident all the time. Is he a bad driver?
He's probably fucked up. He's probably just fucked up while he's driving.
How are you a world-class athlete and you keep getting into car accidents? Like, even you have the coordination to just like, come on, you can't keep crashing your car.
Dude, this man's the best golfer in the world, but he can't drive. No, he's got to just be fucked up.
Yeah. I refuse to believe Tiger Woods, who like sunk like an eagle putt from 50 feet away, can just continuously crash his car over and over again like a cartoon character.
Dude, he got a Medal of Freedom from Trump too. He also got a Medal of Freedom. Like what? Like, I guess like a president has to get one. Like I guess every single. I mean, I don't know how often these get handed out, but like, yeah, I guess Tiger Woods got one.
They can give out as many as they want, dude. Lyndon B. Johnson gave out 58.
Jesus.
Hell yeah. Everyone gets one, baby.
Oh, did you guys hear about that female esport gamer in Brazil?
Obama gave out 118 medals. Trump only gave out 24. I'm sorry. Go with your story, Kendall.
This happened a few days ago. This female esports player in Brazil, like she was like friends online with a male player, and he like tracked her down and killed her. And like a bunch of people were calling that guy an incel, and they like on Reddit they like blocked that because they're like, that's hate speech. But I don't think you can like speak against incels. The guy literally like planned for weeks on murdering her, and
then you can't call him an incel because that's. Oh my god. I just want to make one mention. Trump he gave posthumous medals of honors to Elvis Presley and Babe Ruth.
I fucking hate Donald Trump. Holy shit.
Damn. What a hero.
I just gotta remember he's a symptom. He's a symptom.
Did you guys see that article that got posted on Gray Zone on the 20th?
No.
It was So Reuters, BBC, and Bellingcat, they've been working with the UK government to train journalists, to train Russian journalists to promote regime change inside of Russia. Pretty much. So they're in a multi-billion-dollar agreement with the UK government to spread disinformation in Russia, like try to get regime change popping pretty. And apparently Twitter's been doing the same thing, because when you try to post that article, a thing comes up that says like information in this might be hacked. And then yesterday Twitter revealed that they've been taking down sites that undermine the authority of.
What a surprise!
Yeah, so.
Damn, it's almost as if maybe private institutions don't need power.
Maybe they.
But why are we still meddling other people's fucking government? I mean, I guess this is the UK, but why are we still meddling in people's governments? When did this ever work? Did it work all of Latin America? Did it work in Vietnam? Did it work ever? Has it ever worked? Has this ever worked a thing ever?
I mean, it's not. I mean, it has worked, but just not in the way they said they were gonna do it. I mean, you look at Iraq right now. The north of the country is controlled by ExxonMobil. The east of it is controlled by Shell.
Yeah, it's just Banana Republic again, basically.
People are still too mad about Ted Cruz and Donald Trump for me to find that fucking article.
Dude, Ted Cruz is a fucking coward. Coward. You're not a real Texan, Ted Cruz. I'm calling you out right now. I have to do it.
Everyone knows that.
Well, dude, he's literally not a real Texan. He's Canadian.
Bro, he blamed it on his daughters. The fact that he fucking blamed that shit on his daughters, what a fucking monster. He's like, no, I left because of my daughters, and no.
Did you know he left his dogs home in the freezing temps?
Yeah.
Damn, Ted Cruz. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong though. As a real Texan, like, at least he's not like that Beto, that Beto O'Rourke guy who's staying behind and like, you know, like organizing people to like, you know, help distribute food and resources and stuff. Like, fuck that guy,
dude.
right?
Yeah, man, because he's just doing that. Dude's just organizing to make Ted Cruz look bad.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely.
That was the funniest article. Where it's like, look at all these liberals raising money to help people to make Ted Cruz look bad.
It's so funny.
Make him look bad. I feel like if raising money to help people makes you look bad, you're kind of a piece of shit.
Dude, O'Rourke is just going hard right now, and like just talking about like he's like, hey Ted Cruz, you know how you're all about like hashtag support our veterans. He's just like, here are all the veterans like in your area that like were without power that we helped give power to. Like, and I'm just like, there you go, man. Of course, I don't give a fuck about veterans. That's the best like conservative talking point. Is like, God, love our troops, man. It's like, no, you don't. You don't give a shit. You don't care at all. Zero.
There's some.
My favorite was Ted Cruz trying to like fix it by showing it like it was like he was in an empty parking lot and he's just loading like $11 like packs of water bottles into the back of like a small car, and it's the funniest.
That's the
shit.
photo op to like make this all better.
This photo op was so funny.
Beto O'Rourke has, as of 18 hours ago, Beto O'Rourke has raised over $1.4 million for Texans in need.
Let's fucking go.
I was gonna do off topic, but something I saw today that made me excited is Nickelodeon and the Avatar creators are creating an Avatar studio to bring new animated shows and movies and shit.
I haven't cared about anything today except for that. That was amazing.
Yeah, man, that shit makes me so happy. I hope they do good though. I hope they do good. I don't know, cause the original Avatar is so good. Korra's like mediocre, but like, dude, the original one, like, like. I think like it's so like progressive and like all the fascist stuff. Like it's just really cool. I love Avatar.
And it's just well paced from beginning to end.
Amazing pacing, amazing character development. I'm an Avatar stan. Like the original series, like I have like no gripes with it. I think it's like a masterpiece.
Micah, you can't talk about this. Being anti-fascist is offensive to some people.
Only here could you make opposition to the ideology of Nazi Germany like pejorative.
It's so boring to me, dude. It's so obnoxious. People are like, Antifa is a real terrorist, and I'm like, this is like an ideology. This is not like a group of like. This isn't like a fucking like. There's no headquarters or anything like.
Yeah.
Like, there's like they got KKK chapters like in my state. They got KKK chapters, but like. Antifa is just a bunch of people. I'm like, what are you talking? Like, what?
It's because like at a deep level, I mean, you see it during World War II, like with IBM going over and like helping out with the concentration camp, or them driving on General Motors wheels on their trucks and shit like that. Like the U.S. and Nazi Germany have never really had that kind of beef. They were pretty collaborative before the war even started. You know what I mean? They both valued private enterprise. The Germans were the first to really privatize the public sector in a real way. You know what I mean? They destroyed labor unions. They had a citizenship like system based on race pretty much, which is similar to what we have. I mean, Hitler even said himself that his plan to expand Germany was based off manifest destiny. So it's
absolutely.
I mean, he got eugenics from here.
Yeah, he got eugenics from here too.
Yeah, so it's like the U.S. really is a nationalist, like ethno state when you think about it. So it makes sense that like it would be anti-fascism. It would be things that I don't know, that again, they attack hierarchies and they attack private enterprise. So, of course, they're going to designate that a terrorist group before they do like the KKK. because at the end of the day, their aims are still aligned with the state, but Antifa's is not. Neither of the communists.
Yeah. That's still like that's still like just the fact that like just to think about that, how like Antifa is like squashed by the government has like, you know, over like the government's like making moves against, and just the fact that I'm like, yo, you can literally like in Colorado Springs there's a fucking KKK chapter, like you can walk into the fucking like into their like lodge, like their house, whatever, and it's like this is like what like
this is okay.
Can we go fuck with them or?
But my freedom of speech. But my freedom of speech.
We that's the thing is okay, yeah. First of all, like all the Constitution all the conservatives that like circle jerk the Constitution. First of all, I mean they do the same thing with the Bible. They've never fucking read it, and like that's the thing is that like there's this great thing called the Library of Congress where you can fucking read the Constitution online for free, and like people just like recite like, God damn, it's my freedom, you can't take my rights, and it's like you have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea what your rights are.
Name one right. Name one right.
Name one.
Second Amendment, God damn it, best right in this country. Yo, man, it's what year is it? 2021. It's been 13 years. You've been able to own a gun because you want to for 13 years. Count them. Wow. 13 years, folks. Before you had to be for militia use, to serve a militia purpose. But now you can do it. Now you can do it because you're an American. And then freedom of speech too. Like freedom of speech is not what people think it is. Like freedom of speech is like there are rules. It's a huge like freedom of speech has like, well, I mean, it's 5 sections. There's actually 5 parts to it, and it's like, I don't know. I get riled up about the fucking Constitution stands who are like, well, government all my freedoms, and you have no. Shut up.
My freedom.
Go read it first, please. Never read a fucking book in your life.
And it's never really stopped them from like completely violating our civil liberties anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you have to understand that it's just like a piece of paper.
Yeah, really. It's completely situational. Like it's just there to kind of be there, but the way our country really functions, like, there's no real rule of law. If you make a certain amount of money, if you go to prison, you can be turned into slave labor.
Yeah.
If a cop pulls you over, if a cop pulls you over, they can take all the money out of you right there and leave, or shoot you.
That shit is so
or shoot you.
They just keep it.
Yeah, so it's like, when people talk about like with the Magna Carta, the Constitution, freedom it brought us, I don't feel any freer than I don't know. I don't feel any freer than a slave would. You know what I mean? It's the same dynamic. You just put a bunch of like flowery rhetoric for it to make me think of like these high-minded ideas. Nothing really changed between feudalism and capitalism. Right? It's just who the boss was. I mean, it went from the aristocracy to the business, but the oppression is still the lack of control over your life, what you make or how you survive. Like there's no real.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's just labels.
If there's a democracy here, we would have gotten our checks 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's my goddamn stimulus, Biden?
I'm still mad about that right now. I'm so pissed about it. I don't know why.
To me, I think I'm most frustrated about it just of like how big of a fucking like just a dumb fucking political move it is. So many more
homeless people. Oh my god. Yeah, like we're going to get another fascist now because you lied
like you're just
stimulus.
Like you're not, if you don't make people's lives marginally better, people aren't going to vote for you again. Dying. You lied to them and people need help. Yeah. So like it's just like fucking stupid. Like it's just like you're just gonna enable someone to come in here and now they have a talking point that is gonna be successful because they're not wrong.
Stimulus check? They're not wrong, exactly.
Yeah. All right, you guys cool with wrapping up here?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Mike, is there anything you want to say or pimp or whatever before you?
Fake snow.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about fake snow.
That.
Huh?
We didn't talk about fake snow.
What's fake snow?
You didn't see this? It's a whole bunch of... Okay, we got to talk about this, then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
It's
this will be a last thing, but as someone who went to school for like engineering, I see this kind of stuff, and like it's one thing when like conservatives are ignorant. It's another thing when they just like don't go to school. And I'm like, this is like science class shit. Like you learn this shit in like high school science, like what happens to snow. And pretty much, let me get like a video in here and send it to you guys. Pretty much the synopsis of it is people are like taking the snow in Texas that just came like from the big storm, and they're like, look at this, it's fake snow, it doesn't melt. And they've been like doing all these like stupid tests by just like holding a lighter to it and showing like, oh yeah, see guys, like the snow is actually fake, like it's not melting, this and that, but like it is melting, and like it's just being sucked back up into the ice, and then it leaves like soot on the snow, like the snow turns black. And they're like, why is the snow burning? And it's like, well, it's not. You're using a butane lighter, and that deposits soot. Like, do it to a glass. Do it to like any like, yeah, any ceramic.
Put anything. You put a flame towards
deposit the thing. Huh?
Oh yeah, it's just like literally put a lighter towards anything that's not flammable, and there's gonna be a brown mark or a sooty mark on it.
Yeah, is snow flammable? No.
Well, and also they're saying that Bill Gates sent the snow.
Yeah, and that Bill Gates is sending it.
Why is Bill Gates like the center of every conspiracy?
Or the Jews. Or the Jews. The Jews sent the snow.
With the Jews, like, makes sense to me because of like the long history of like anti-Semitism and like pinning stuff on it. But dude, why Bill Gates? Why did he become like the? It was vaccines. That's why. It's because he's like pro-vaccination and like eradicating disease.
He's pro-science, so he's the devil.
I answered my own question.
So.
Yeah, it's because like we Americans need a conspiracy to like understand everything that's happening around them, and it's not their fault. It's because the lives we live versus what they're telling us is happening in the real world are not the same things. Like we feel reality happening to us, but from a media perspective, is a whole different thing. So to reconcile why that gap exists, like you either fill it with an actual critique of the economic system and how it plays together with media and politics, right? Like all together in a superstructure. If you don't have that, you have to have a conspiracy there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like I don't know, like
yeah. Like, yeah, it's like otherwise, like what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, like
I don't understand.
For a while in the 90s, right, they called Bill Clinton like the first black president, like, and that was like on every newspaper, right? But like a year before, yeah, they were just calling.
What's going on?
He played the saxophone one time on like a Arsenio Hall show or something like that, and then people just started calling him first black president. This is a guy who, like, 2 years later would sign the crime bill, which sped up the incarceration of black men everywhere in this country. I mean, like, it's shit like that. It's just like,
we're fucking retarded.
Yeah, like, what are you saying?
Humans are fucking retarded.
Kendall, terms of service.
I know.
It doesn't make like any sense. Like, it's just like, I mean, like, get it, like, put some thought into your conspiracies at least. Like, come on, like, put like high effort, please. This is just low effort, and it's just like, this is dumb. The lady put the fucking snow in a microwave too. He's like, look at this shit. Look at this shit, guys.
The snow.
Let me argue for them real quick. Hold on, let me argue for them.
Okay.
Okay.
Look. All right. Have you guys ever seen? Have you guys lived in Colorado your entire lives?
Most of it.
No, I lived in like a couple of other places.
Okay. Have you guys ever seen 3 EF4 tornadoes at the same time?
No.
If you saw that, what would be your first response?
Let's get the
climate
fuck
change,
out
baby.
of here.
Yeah.
Run.
I've seen it. It looks like the apocalypse, and I was freaking the fuck out because I'm from the East Coast and we don't really see tornadoes like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where were you?
The first time I saw it, I was in Arkansas visiting.
God bless your soul.
I know, right?
Good on you for going to Arkansas.
That's an interesting place.
They need whatever.
Good choice.
It's not much happening. It's not much happening, but
Yeah.
it's pretty flat. I've never seen anywhere that flat. A lot of flat ground. But look, but when a tornado hits, nobody freaks out. You know what I mean? Because they know what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I can't blame Texas for freaking out about snow because they don't know what the fuck it is.
You know what I mean? Literally never.
It's
They've lived there their whole life.
water.
They've never seen it.
Like they've never we learned about it in class. Like before I saw a tornado, I learned what a tornado was and how it formed air currents and stuff. When you see an EF4 tornado, though, it just looks like a mass of death coming at you. It just looks like the end of the world.
Could you say again what was it EF for? Did you say?
Yeah, EF4. So like there's 5 like categories for tornadoes.
Oh yeah,
and
that's I've seen like a little like spinner in the air, but that's fucking.
Yeah.
I've
seen a small one like off like when I used to live closer to like the center of Colorado. I'm not gonna give it like I don't know if city's a good idea. So like yeah, fuck, this shit's nuts. This shit's scary looking.
Yeah. So if you put 3 EF4s on the East Coast, everybody on the East Coast would lose their minds the way people in Texas are losing their. So I really just can't get that mad at them, knowing they have little to no experience.
That's
kind
true.
of weather. You know what I mean? Like when I first moved to Virginia, I'd never seen snow because I was from Georgia, and I think it was like the second month, 40 inches of snow fell, like in Virginia. We couldn't leave our apartment for 2-3 days. You know what I mean? And I'd never seen this shit before. I was like, what the fuck is this? What is happening? And why isn't it going away? Like these people, like why isn't it going away?
Bill Gates must have sent it. Did that cross your mind?
So yeah, it's just perspective. I can't blame them. And yeah, the conspiracy thing is just an American thing. You know, you have to blame the conspiracy so you don't
lose your fucking mind.
You don't analyze. You don't.
Yeah,
analyze
you don't go insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it and I think
that's a solid defense then. It's a solid defense. I mean, I feel like if I was them and I held up a butane lighter to a patch of snow and it got black on it, I'm like, what the fuck? Isn't this supposed to be water?
Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, like it is definitely kind of one of those things where it's like, wait, what?
But the funny thing in that video is you could see the water dripping from her hand.
Yeah, that's the core issue, is that like you can see that like what they're saying isn't happening is happening. But when she holds it over a candle and it's like dripping on the concrete next to her, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I get it. Like, it's freaky. Climate change is crazy, and it's like it's terrible. But the worst one was the lady who put it in the microwave, and I was like, so you have power. So you have power.
Dude, that reminds me.
And I'm like,
dude, that reminds. Do you guys remember when I think it was like the iPhone 5 or 6 came out, and they started putting out like, I forgot who, I don't know who it was, but they started putting out like fake features for it. So they like email out like features for the iPhone that weren't actually features. You know what I mean? So they would be like, if you put your phone in the microwave, it would charge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
That was a 4chan thing. That was a 4chan thing.
Exactly. Genius. But it just
people
shows.
Fucking did it.
They did it, man. They did it. They did that. They bent their phones because they thought like it was like a bendable phone. I remember they did that for the 6, right?
Yeah,
like,
I remember that.
They're bending their phones.
No, people just believe it, man.
It's just amazing. I mean, critical thinking skills aren't that like enforced in education past like 3rd grade or something.
Yeah.
And
to like college help, but you have to do the barrier to entry to critical thinking skills. It's like really high.
It is pretty high.
But
well, thank you so much for coming on, Mike.
No doubt.
Yeah, man.
I was fried as shit. I'm fried as shit as we speak right now. So this was fun.
All right.
Hell yeah.
But this was fun. Some good laughs and some
sad sads.
Fucking Coco's fucking psycho.
Yeah.
I can still beat the shit out of Tony the Tiger right now.
Lucky the Leprechaun is the strongest mascot.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Lucky Charms, there any last thing you want to say, Mike?
Anything you want to plug?
volunteer for mutual aid or start your own mutual aid. Start helping people.
It's gonna go to another. I think you said you were doing more personal. Okay, we'll hit it next time. We'll talk about mutual aid more.
Cool,
yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Good night. Thanks for watching.